Welcome everybody. I am Kim, and I have my amazing assistants here, Shanah, Alyssa, and Christina. So they're going to show you some of the poses that we'll be doing for Yin. So it'll be a shorter practice. Hopefully everybody can work out a little bit of their anxiety, tension, and all that garbage that's going on in our body. So hopefully you got your cute socks on. Okay. So we'll start with, where can you do this? You can do this in your bed. You can do this any place that you can find a mat-sized space to lay down. If you don't have props, that's okay. If you don't have a mat, that's okay. You can use a blanket on the floor. Using regular blankets is a great idea. You don't have to have a traditional yoga blanket. And if you have pillows for bolsters, that would be helpful. If you have a block, that's great. If not, again, a pillow can do the same thing for you. So we'll get started. So let's just go ahead and take a moment to ground ourselves. So sit tall. Close your eyes. Putting your hands in your lap. Just instinctively. Palms down or up, however you want. Take a big breath in. As you sigh this away, relax your shoulders. Just clearing your mind. Like I always say, your mat is your safe space. So wherever you're holding your yoga practice now, same thing, it's your safe space. Let go of all your concerns, worries. Let go of your to-do lists for right now. And allow your mind and your body and your breath to connect. As you inhale, lengthen your spine just a little bit more, opening for a deeper breath. Relaxing the shoulders even more. All right. Let's go ahead and take our left arm behind the back. And if you want to, you can hold on to the hand or the wrist with your opposite hand. It's up to you. And then we're going to drop our head over to the right. So thinking of letting your ear get closer and closer to your shoulder. As you exhale, feel your shoulders get heavier. Notice the weight of your head. And feel free to move your head around a bit to redirect that stretch. You can change the direction of the arm to extend the stretch a little bit more into the top of the shoulder by reaching the left arm towards the lower corner of the room. So you're extending it straight out to the side and pulling through the fingertips, still dropping the weight of your head over to your right. Notice your breath. Rise and fall of your chest. Let's take about 3 more rounds of breath. If you would like to, you can deepen your stretch slightly by just resting the weight of your right hand on the top of your head. We don't want to pull, but just giving that little bit of extra weight is fine. And then when you're ready, release the arms first. Let your chin come to your chest. Sitting tall. Take a big breath in. Sigh it away. Good. Rolling the chin across your chest a few times. Making sure your shoulders are relaxed. And then we'll change the cross of the legs and take our second side. So right arm comes behind your back. And again, you can take hold of that with your left hand if you want to. And then we'll let the head come over towards the left shoulder. So remember, we are looking to make the shoulders really heavy. And then the head will respond and get heavier itself once these muscles start to relax. So if you focus on the shoulders dropping down your back, that'll be helpful. And then nice, full, deep breaths. Remember, you can move your head around. Thinking about getting into the corners of the neck, meaning this front corner edge, this band of muscle gets really tense and tight, and it can lead to tension headaches. And then this back area, same thing, this back corner leading down into the shoulders can cause extra shoulder tension and also lead up to some tension headaches. So finding where you need that added release. If you'd like to, you can extend the arm out, and remember, we're pulling down. Continue to adjust, finding where you need the release. Letting your breath flow easily. Take about 3 more rounds of breath. So again, if you'd like, you can add a little extra weight to the head for a deeper stretch. Your own pace. When you're ready, release the arms first. Let the chin come to your chest. A big breath in, filling that space just between your shoulders at the base of the neck. Holding that for just a moment. And a big sigh, let it go. Let's roll the chin across the chest again. Good. Bring the head back up to center. We'll turn and look deeply over the left shoulder, looking deep enough until you find a pinch stretch in the left side of your neck. So keeping your shoulders facing forward. Trying to take the chin as far over the shoulder as you can. With your next inhale, very slowly take your head through center, and we'll do the same thing on the right side. Make sure you're finding that pinch stretch. This is a good one to do anytime that you're feeling like your shoulders are just getting really, really tight and leading up into the neck. The next inhale, take the head through center, and just with your breath, we're going to go back and forth a couple of times. So exhale to look over to the left. Inhaling through the center to your right. One more time, maybe a little bit faster pace this time. And this is just for that rebounding, getting all the connective tissues to come back to where they're supposed to be. All right, let's roll the shoulders forward a few times. And then rolling the shoulders back. Remember to always end with rolling the shoulders back. Otherwise, you're teaching your body to go here. Your muscle memory will remember this when we want it to remember this. As Michelle, our videographer, straight. All right, let's come into a tabletop. And we'll take a few rounds of breath with any movement that feels good. So just moving organically. That can be cat-cow. It can be pushing your hips side to side, making big circles with your whole body. So feeling what your body is asking you for here. We'll take 2 more breaths. And then coming into a pigeon with the right knee coming forward, taking the right knee up behind your right wrist. And don't worry about the angle of the shin. Doesn't matter.
Right,
left, right, it's all good. See, I love this. We're laughing together again. It's the best. All right, so from here, if you have your blanket, if you have your block, you can use that to prop your hip. It depends on what you're feeling in your body. If you want that support to go under your right hip to keep the hips a little bit more balanced, that's great. If you feel like you need a little bit extra support for your knee, your front knee, it would be your right knee in this case, then maybe you take it under the extended thigh. So the left thigh, lefts and rights, you guys know. All right. And then if you would like to, feel free to melt your way in, starting to connect with your breath immediately. If, and I know who you are, if this pose isn't accessible to you, remember you can take a half happy baby on your back or hug that leg in. I know who you are. I guess not. It's finding the resistance in your body and letting your breath help you through that. Placing your imaginary balloon into the space where you need it most. The areas that are fighting back, that feel like they are locked up maybe. And as you inhale into that space, it's Just bringing in that healing oxygen, breaking down layer after layer. And with every exhale, you can rid that from your body. And you'll notice the body giving in. Doing your best to keep a smooth breath. Notice if the breath is getting ragged. Of thoughts as this pose helps us to release emotions that have been trapped, and anxiety and tension that we hold deep in the body. There's a lot of sensation that comes to the surface with that. So recognizing that as a good sign, it's a good thing, things are happening. These things are taking place in order for you to have more freedom in your body, your heart, your mind, your spirit. You just have to be willing and give yourself the permission to let it go. See what happens if you relax your shoulders more. Take a deep breath into your hips and relax deeper. As you inhale, whatever position you're in, that the breath alone lifts the spine subtly. It's creating a little bit of space in between each and every vertebra. So as you exhale, relax the entire length of your spine. Your body will follow and go deeper as well. Take 5 more rounds of breath. And in these last few rounds of breath, really trying to let your body soften with your exhale. Breathe at a slightly different rate. So move at your pace after your 5th round of breath. Very slowly make your way back into that tabletop. If you're on your back and don't want to come back into a tabletop at this time, that's okay. Just hug both knees in wide. Feel free to rock a little bit side to side. Once you are in tabletop, pushing your right hip over to the right edge of the mat, and then look over your left shoulder. And again, this is a rebounding release. here, and then we'll move on to our second side. All right, back through center, and then let's take the left knee. So again, if you're on your back, you're gonna go into a half happy baby. Half happy baby isn't accessible. You can just hug that knee in. Modifying your support however you need to. And your body will recognize this. The mind kind of talks back for a moment. But take a big, deep breath in. And as you exhale, try to get back to that state of softness and release that you just left on your first side. This side too will take time. It takes time for the body to release into it. Each side is different. Allow it to be that way, okay? Honor your body. Taking a deep breath in. Feel the lift of your spine. Side away, let your whole body sink. Body. See if there's a space that needs a little more attention with breath. Maybe you can soften deeper, even if you feel like you're at your deepest release. We always have more. Softening to bone. Take 5 more slow, deep rounds of breath. And again, moving at your own pace. When you're ready, go ahead and make your way into a tabletop or hug both knees in if you're on your back. Into that tabletop, push your left hip to the left edge of your mat. Look over your right shoulder. Try to see your feet as you look around that shoulder. take a couple rounds of breath with any organic movement wherever you're at. From here, we're going to make our way onto our back. If you would like to, you can use a blanket for a little bit of support. Under your back. So you would have the edge of the blanket come to just the top of your hips. So if you're here, then that's going to give you just a little bit of support for the sacral joints. All right, and then go ahead and hug the knees in wide. So bring them wider than your rib cage. If it feels good for you, rock a little bit side to side. And then we're gonna go into a twist. So there's a lot of different ways to take a twist. If you are familiar with them, take your favorite, okay? The most simple and still very, very effective is as Alyssa's doing here. Her knees are together. She's gonna keep her left shoulder down to the mat and let her knees come over to the right. Now, if you want some sort of support under the lower leg, under your lower knee, you can use another folded blanket, a pillow, a block. If you prefer the depth of this pose, that's okay. You can take your hand, just like these guys have, to the top knee and just gently pull down. Take another big breath in. Side away and just sink. Think about softening your breath so much. You feel an easy flow of breath. Nice and smooth, without strain, so that the heart is just floating. Not having to fight for space. Just able to beat easily. Letting the blood pressure come low. Even here, feeling the lift of your spine as you inhale. Allowing every vertebra to sink deeper with your exhale. Let your body follow. Take 5 more rounds of breath. moving at your own pace. After your 5th breath, you can either bring the feet to the mat and rock your knees side to side, or hug your knees in and rock side to side. When you're ready, let's take this into our second side. So setting up, I recommend that you do the same stretch on both sides if possible. If you need to modify that for different sides of your body, that's always preferred, okay? So listening to your body, honoring that first. Give yourself another full breath in. Soften, let go. Take 5 more rounds of breath. And then make your way back to that center point when you're ready. Your knees in, rounding the back, bringing the head up off of the floor, maybe trying to bring the forehead really close to the knees. As hard as it is, take a big breath in here and get a little tighter. And when you absolutely need to, as you exhale, release your whole body. Taking another big breath in, feel your whole entire body at every cell. Hold that. Big sigh to let this one go as you surrender. reminding yourself here that you're in a safe space. It's okay to give in, to let every muscle disengage. Allow yourself to be supported by the earth. Do your little internal Botox for the face. Relaxing the forehead, the cheeks, the eye muscles. Breathing in the things that you need. It's energy. It can be a sense of peace or stability. Anything is okay. Drawing that in with your breath. Every inhale. Every exhale, remove the things that you don't need. Anything holding you back, weighing you down. It's okay to let it go. Stay here in your Shavasana as long as you would like to. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so good to be with our community. We miss all of you so much, and we're going to continue to do these videos to be together as much as possible. So whatever you do, don't forget your self-care, which includes curling the corners of your lips up into those fantastic smiles. Keeping that there until I see you again. Namaste.
Namaste.